Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Saturday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. Hey, Nunu, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you. Um, so, tonight I have an interesting topic for you. You know, I thought about how I want to share my thoughts today in so many different ways. And I took some notes and then I scratched them and then I took some more notes. And I'm like, I'm just going to freestyle it. So I'm going to freestyle. Got my windows and stuff open, so it's kind of chilly. That's why I got that robe on. So, you hear stories from people that make it through so much adversity, right? They make it through so many different obstacles, so many different curveballs, and they make it through, right? And you hear their stories. And those are the stories that really empower you, right? Empower you, and you actually tell those stories to somebody else, right? When you get really inspired by, let's say, by a movie or by a book, and somebody's life in the movie or in the book, it just goes from dirt to just massive success, and they go through all the struggles, and you get to see that, and you get to kind of feel that through the book or the movie, if you would. You kind of you sense that, right? So you feel it, right? And you're inspired by it, you're moved by it, and you may be moved by it so much that you may tell somebody else, oh, I saw this movie the other day, man, it was just incredible. Boom, right? Although most of my friends don't like my movie tastes, but that's another story. So you may tell somebody about it, right? And you get excited. You tell that story. So and these are the I guess these are the ones that we always go back to, right? You're like, hey, don't you remember that story of so and so and they did, and so we always go back to that story. So I want to share with you a story, right? And I'm going to circle back to my point. It's interesting how people think, and how people think about themselves, and how they think about success, and how they think about how they can be successful, right? So how they think about themselves all by themselves, success by itself, and then how I'm going to be successful, right? So I want to tell you a little story, and this is a story that just came to my mind. So, like I told you, I'm freestyling it. So there's a lady in our company, right? That she lives in a town where there is only one traffic light. One traffic light. There's one supermarket like a gazillion miles away. There's, I think, about 300 or 400 people in town, right? And you could probably imagine internet services are probably not at their peak, right? So, hey Arthur, how are you, bud? Good to see you, man. So this lady, in order for her to conduct her business, her side gig, if you would, on her phone, she needs to sometimes, not all the time, but she needs to sometimes get out of her house and literally drive to this one certain spot that gives her internet connection. And then she can sit there for a couple hours or an hour or however long, conduct her gig, and then, oh yeah, somebody having fun. And so she can do her gig, and then she goes back home, right? So she has to get out of her home. She has to get out of the couch, I guess, put some clothes on. Not that she didn't. Anyway, go and sit there in the parking lot in her car and do this thing, right? Do you think that takes a lot of dedication, right? Because not everybody would do it, right? I mean, everybody else would say, oh man, I live in a town of 300 people. Come on, I don't know anybody. There's only one traffic light in our town. Most of the time, we don't even have internet. You see what I'm saying? I mean, that's what most people would say, but not this lady. This lady decides not to say those things, right? So, and what I'm going to share with you, it comes from the heart, okay? It comes from the heart. And I want you to pay real good attention. If you're at a certain situation in life, wherever you are, I don't care where you are. You should care where you are. I care where I am for my life, okay? You care for yours. Wherever you are, and if it's not exactly where you want to be or where you think you should be, you know what I mean? Sometimes you think you deserve not to be there. You deserve to be somewhere else. Oh man, I shouldn't be here. I should be like there. You know what I mean? And I used to think like that all the time. So you think that you shouldn't be there, or you deserve more, or you want more, or whatever it may be. It's not what you have right now, right? Well, like this one lady here, she decides to get in the car, go to a certain place, and conduct her business. Again, what I'm about to say comes from the heart, so I want you to pay real good attention. So many of us are so eager, so anxious to find out ways and reasons, let's call them reasons, and excuses, to find out ways and excuses why we wouldn't be successful. It's 11/11 in California. Some of us were constantly looking for reasons and whys and things that make us say, aha, you see, this is it. This is the reason why I'm not going to be successful. Because I'm 5'2", because I'm a woman, because I got blonde hair, because I got a tattoo, because I'm right-handed, because I stutter, because, right? Aha, this is it. You see, she had one traffic light. That's it. You know, she had at least that one traffic light. So we always find, and this is so true, and it's not your fault, because your subconscious is designed to protect you of the unknown, right? And since that mentality, that mindset may be unknown, your subconscious is going to protect you from it. So it's gonna tell you, nope, don't do it. I want to share a thought with you. Okay? Again, this comes from the heart. I don't know how to say this. I had somebody that was looking at the business. Okay? I had somebody that was like, and it comes from the heart. All love, right? Somebody I had looking at the business, at the side gig that I have, side business, online gig, and I had provided all kinds of information and a couple of phone calls and conversations, but mostly all kinds of information where you could, like a link, you could go and check out this 3-minute clip or 8-minute clip or 20-minute clip or however much, right? Or this kind of a talk or this kind of a information. So the information was always provided to answer questions, not to convince you or to, I have four golden rules. I don't beg, I don't bug, I don't sell, I don't convince. That's my thing. I don't beg, I don't bug, I don't sell, I don't convince. That's not my thing anymore, right? So the information was to provide you information to answer your questions, right? Basically, so you had a question. Let's say you ask a question from somebody and somebody sends you a response, right? I mean, if you had that question, they got to take a look at the response, right? So, and I've shared many stories of how one can be successful in this platform, right? No promises. This is the way. I've talked about it before, right? So this is the way to do it. And I've given many examples, and the examples are right there in front of, I mean, you can even see them yourself, right? So it's right there. Now, total information for you to take a look at, I'd say maybe if you really want to dig deep and you're just this analytical person and you have to know every single thing about every single, I mean, if that's you, I would put about an hour aside, right? I mean, if you're looking at a business, right? If you're looking at a Subway, let's say, and if you're putting up some dough, you would spend more than an hour taking a look at a business model, right? I mean, that makes sense, right? I would think so. Anyway, so let's say you would take a look at the information, right? And I provide you the information, and by my surprise, I would get a response that says, hey, take a look at this. Take a look at this. Again, this comes from the love. I know the person is going to watch this live. And I've never been this direct in my lives before, ever been this direct in my lives. But I feel like this really needs to be addressed. So I get this message that, hey, watch this, right? This is a 29-minute clip that basically tells you everything against what I've said, right? Basically, in a pretty bad way, actually. Okay, so anyway, so that was the response, right? So here's my thought, and this, I don't know who needs to hear this, but whoever needs to hear this, I want you to come right to the camp. Like, I want you to be all ears, okay? If you raise a point, if you raise a question, if you show interest in something, and you're provided with information, and you're provided with what you asked for, probably you should take a look at those first. First, look at them, review them, check them out, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, please. If you think I'm wrong, say it. Tell me, right? You look at the information and then you say, you know what? Here's what I found about this. That I feel like it's not match. It doesn't match with what I think it is. Can you explain, right? Here's what I want to tell you. If your current, and again, this may hit some of you really hard, but maybe it should. If your current mentality has got you to this point, and we went over it 5 minutes ago, that wherever you are right now, you don't feel that you need to be there. You need to be there at a better place with more stuff. You're just not here, right? You just deserve more because you're just this amazing person, whatever, right? So we just agreed that where you are, you just, so, if your current mentality has gotten you to this position, this point, your current mentality will never get you to further your life. It wouldn't. Because it's your current mentality. It's your current principles, it's current values, current money mindset. That's why you're here. Where else would you be? Think about that. If you didn't have this mindset, if you didn't have this outlook, if you didn't have this take, where else would you be? Well, not here. Anywhere else but here. So here's the point. So many of us find ways to prove that we can't be successful. That there's a flaw. Aha! I told you. This was the flaw. Wouldn't take 30 minutes to actually review the information, but would take 30 minutes to review an information that's absolutely useless and garbage, and is exact same mindset and mentality that feed all of us until this point. And that's why everybody fucking... Did I just cuss right now? Everybody freaking complains. That's the first time I think I cussed, right? So you would take 30 minutes to find a way to sabotage your own success than to review 30 minutes worth of information that could possibly help. Now, I actually looked at that 30-minute video, the 29-minute video. And the funny thing was, he raises some good points actually in that video. He raises some really good red flags and speed bumps that are wrong with the profession. And he says, watch out for those. He does. And I think that's pretty good. I think that's wonderful. Except that all those concerns and questions, all of them, every single one of them, were addressed in the information I shared and the conversations we had and the examples, like literally. So why is it that some of us will block? We actually literally block. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear that we got to do this to be more successful. We don't want to hear it that I got to push harder. I don't want to hear it that I got to put in extra time for the business. Well, it is a business. See, here's a problem. People promise things that they say, oh yeah, you start with a side business, and then you sit on your couch, and then you just have to just sit there and go, and by the time you wake up in the morning, you're rich. Really? I mean, it don't happen like that. Nobody said it was going to be like that. Nobody. So yeah, it's a business. You got to treat it like a business. You got to work it like a business, and it's a business, not a hobby. Not it's a. I mean, you can treat it like a hobby. Hobbies cost money. If you're into anything at all, any kind of a hobby, let's say you go fly a kite, or you're into drones, or you like to ride, or whatever it may be. Hobbies cost you money, okay? A business, it's supposed to give you a profit. It's not supposed to cost you money. It's supposed to cost and then have some profit over it so that you can cover the cost and then you have some profit. That's business. No business has zero cost, right? So businesses have costs, and then hopefully they meet their cost, and then there's profit, right? So here's what I want to share with you is that, and I'm going to come at you real hard. Don't freaking stop yourself from being successful. Don't knock yourself down. Don't come up with freaking ideas and ways and go dig out some dirt and come up and say, aha, you see, this is the reason why I can't be successful. If you're looking for ways not to be successful, hear me. If you are looking for ways not to be successful, congratulations, you will find them. A gazillion of them. It's like for somebody reading a review from Disneyland and saying, oh my God, they call this the happiest place on earth? That sounds horrible. I'll never go there. But then you miss out on your own experience on Disneyland just because some dud said, oh, I had to wait so long in the line. Okay, well, that's because you're not the only one who likes to go there. It's a successful business. It's a place where a lot of people would like to go there. And that ride, you're not the only one who likes to enjoy that ride. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? Right? So don't look for ways to knock your success out. Don't look for ways to be just ordinary and go with the flow. You've heard me say this before. The only thing that goes with the flow is the dead fish. Just goes with the flow. Don't look for ways to sabotage your own. You know what? I never knew what I could do. When I lost my job at Tiffany's, I quit my job in 2000, right? At Tiffany's. That's a whole other story. Didn't have a job for 8 months because I was too proud, right? And I wouldn't get on the phone. I was always in retail, and I wouldn't get on the phone because I stutter, and I wouldn't get on the phone. I just refused to take any phone job until I had to when I got into mortgages. And I've been on the phone for over 20 years. But I constantly sabotaged my success because I thought, oh, I stutter, I couldn't handle it on the phone. In fact, some of you have heard my story. The first 3 months that I was on the phone wouldn't ring. And some of you guys worked in that office with me, so you know. Phone would ring, I would stare at it, and sweat would drop from right here, my forehead, because I knew once I picked up the phone, I would stutter like crazy and I couldn't talk. And I would sweat, my hands would shake when I picked up the phone. This is like I said, some of you worked in that office with me, and you know. And then fast forward 18 months after that, or 17 months after that, in a company where there's 537 agents, I'm top 10. Thing to brag about. Don't find ways to kill your success. Don't find ways to kill your dreams. Don't find ways to be ordinary. Don't find ways so many of us, so many of us, kill our own dreams, you know, kill our own success, because I feel like we're not really sure what we could do, you know, because we feel like we can't do it. You know, that's too big of a dream. You know, why go after it? I talked about The Rich Lad last night, so maybe catch that live. But so many of us just want to be ordinary, want to go with the flow, want to go with what everybody says. Oh, you know what everybody says. Really? Those same everybody are the ones you don't like. Oh man, you listen to the people you don't like, you listen to the people you don't want to be like, you listen to the people that bug the heck out of you. I stopped that a while back. I don't listen to that stuff anymore at all. They talk. Listen to me. It's not that they don't talk anymore. Oh, they talk. I just don't listen. I had a talk with a couple of my friends the other day, and they were just talking, and I just responded one line, and I said, you know what, I'm done with this conversation. This doesn't feed my purpose. I'm done. We can talk about other stuff, but this conversation, you're not going to get another word out of me. I don't like to go, no. You've heard me say this before. I don't go places where I'm not welcomed. Why the heck would I do that? Why would you do that? Why would you go into a place where you're not welcomed, right? So here's the thought of the day. You know, crap story. I talked about it a couple nights ago, but if you found a way, if you guys found a way to be successful, then you're right. And if you found a way that it's not going to work for you, you're right. I mean, that's what I got to tell you. So my only recommendation is start focusing on ways on how things could work for you. Because if that's how you look at something like that here, you got to look at where else that shows up in life. It shows up other places. It's just, you got to look to see where it does, right? So it's a kind of a better environment to look at the how you can make something work, or why something is broke, or something doesn't work, or somebody doesn't, whatever, right? Isn't it more exciting to work on making something work? That's gotta be exciting. You find new ways, you learn new things, you find new friends, you find out things that you didn't know about you, about even the business world, about whatever it may be, whatever it is, right? Wouldn't it be nicer to find and be excited about finding ways to actually make it work than to come up with all these boring, sad list of crap that just limits you. Think about it. Wouldn't it be more exciting than to come up with that crappy list? Why you can't? I mean, everybody can come up with a list why they can't. We're really good at that list. Let me tell you. So good at coming up with that list. And that's why in an interview, when somebody asks, why should we hire you? You know what you say? Oh, because I'm this, and it just feels weird because you don't like talking about yourself. Half of that stuff you probably don't even believe about yourself. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be more anxious, be more curious to find out the how, the why. How is this working for so many people? How is this not? Let me have my questions answered. Let me make a wise decision, you know? So, listen, it's easy to come up with a list of things, and it's easy to come up to ways of sabotaging your success. It's easy. Super easy. I'm asking you to stop doing that. Don't do that. Don't come up with that list. Don't come up with ways to sabotage your success. Come up with ways to propel it. Come up with ways to put fire under it. Come up with ways to get creative. Right? Anyway, hopefully you got some love, some inspiration, some value. Maybe you heard my voice. Maybe you'd like to share this. That was funny. Tag a couple people to this, share it on your wall. Do what you got to do. Spread the love. I appreciate you guys. I got nothing but love for you. I'm cheering for you and myself. I'm selfish. I'm telling you. I'm cheering for you. I'm cheering for myself, and I'm looking forward to more in life. Not that I'm not grateful. I'm very grateful. I'm so blessed, but that doesn't mean I stop, right? I open my mind. I look at things. I'm anxious. I'm excited. So anyway, hopefully you got some love. Hopefully you'll share this. Hopefully, even if it's hate, I hear from you. Drop your comments below. Let this feed grow. I appreciate you guys. Even if it's hate, man, it's all good. You know, I'm talking out of love, but you can drop some hate. It's all good. And with that, remember, if you share, you show that you care. Until tomorrow, when we do it all over again. Much love.